everybody. Welcome to Section 325 podcast.
The second half.
Here we are. We just finished up week 4.
We finished up with an amazing Monday night game. I'm sorry that the Seahawks lost, but as a fan, that was fun to watch.
It was a great game. In fact, I can't remember a game where it felt it wasn't like a hurtful loss. Like
you played a great team going into Detroit.
Yeah,
so
nobody expected anything out of the Seahawks.
No.
Let's be honest, right? We're playing a team that was one game away from the Super Bowl. Now they're
still leading your division.
Some people's Super Bowl prediction, right?
Yeah.
So to go in on a Monday night where the crowd's just wild and Geno looks as good as any quarterback has ever played. I mean,
you had what, 400 passing yards?
Just 395.
Yeah, just short, but still.
But I mean, Seattle. I've been a fan forever. Okay, we don't have quarterbacks that put up 400 yards. It just doesn't happen. Even with Russell Wilson,
I don't even think he maybe did it once or twice. Maybe,
but yeah. It just doesn't happen. But you just kind of can feel it. It's this. And I will say this: Geno's always been able to throw the ball. What's changed? He has good receivers, but he had good receivers the last couple years. I think the biggest thing for him right now is his footwork. Watch his footwork. He's sliding in the pocket. He's moving up. We got so used to watching Russell bail on a play, roll out this way, go out this way, take a 20-yard sack, or do a miraculous throw downfield. Geno stays in the pocket. The ball was coming out quickly, and if it didn't,
he has a missile on that ball. There was a few times where he threw it to the defenders, not on accident, or like a defender just came out to make a play, and they dropped the ball because they couldn't catch it. It was coming too hot. It reminded me of the John Elway. Elway had an arm. Ball. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, you're not going to win them all. It's tough to win in this league. We're in a tough place, but I liked with being down all of your starting front 4 on defense. We got outcoached on defense, right? Our defense was not ready, but neither was theirs, right? We're not the team that's been putting up 40 points. They are. So they did everything they've been doing. We just couldn't slow it down. But I don't know. With Detroit's defense, and, is that going to be the Seahawks team that can score points and score at will now? They've kind of figured things out on offense. Or is Detroit's defense just struggling?
I mean, you're going to have some games where
the Seahawks didn't score 40. We scored 29, but we
29.
should have scored 40. We had just missed a few opportunities.
No, there's going to be some games where, you are holding your opponents to 13 points and winning games, and then every once in a while, you have them put up 30 points on you. Again, you might be able to do the same and still come out with the win, but there's always going to be games. I mean, look at Miami last year. Yeah, they put up 70 points against Denver. And then the next following weeks, or even now, it's the same offense. And they are not putting up points on the board.
They're not. Well, in fact, they didn't win against a winning record team at all last year. Squeaked into the playoffs, and we're out against the Ravens week 1.
Yep. So,
it's just it knocked them out. The Ravens had a bye, so probably
in the playoffs it was Kansas City because they went into Kansas City in the cold.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But no, you're going to have those games, offense and defense, where, you might be putting up numbers one week, but the next week, you barely squeezing by. So I think this game was just fun to watch in general as a fan. I mean, who knew that Jared Goff can go 15 and 15? 18? That's right. Halftime, I think it was 15.
Here's
15.
the one pass that nobody's talking about, though, okay? He caught a touchdown in the end zone. He fired that into the stands. Did that fan catch it? Because if he didn't, or she, that's an incomplete pass, and he did not have a perfect game. So I want the film on it.
It was funny, too, after there was a offensive pass interference or offensive penalty called when he threw an incomplete pass.
Oh, there was. That's right. He way overthrew it.
It didn't count because of the penalty counted instead. So, he went.
And the announcers were quick to bring that up. That won't count as an incompletion. Because of the penalty.
But 15 for 15. I think it was 18 for 18.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he caught a touchdown pass. So
he did. What a perfect pass by
That was fun to watch. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, give it to him. I mean, I thought it was cool that Seattle ran a hook and ladder or whatever you call it. And Detroit had just done it the week before, and they ran the same play on him, which last year Seattle ran a play similar to what the 49ers ran on them the year prior,
Oh,
where
really?
it's a double fake screen. You throw it, fake it this way, you fake it this way, and the tight end's wide open across the middle and touchdown. Both
Yep.
teams scored a touchdown with their tight ends,
Oh, that's funny.
and both teams got a first down with a hook and ladder. So, pretty cool. Great game. We could touch on the other one. Will Levis out. Rudolph comes in. Rudolph believes he's a starter in this league, and well, he took his team, and they didn't just beat the
Oh
Dolphins.
no,
They took it
I
to them.
think the Dolphins have beat themselves up with their injuries. And I mean, you said it. You've always never liked Tua, but it shows you that sometimes a team is based on their quarterback. And if Tua was just your average mediocre quarterback that could get you down the field, your backups are not going to do it. I mean, you just looked at Hartley or
Well,
what's his name? Huntley.
Huntley, I thought he would have made a bit of a difference,
Yeah,
but he
but
didn't.
he had that one shot down the field to Hill that he just overshot. And Hill, he's almost kind of looking like he's getting washed up.
Well, I mean, how important is a quarterback, right? I mean, you could just take, for example, last year Kirk Cousins goes down with the Minnesota Vikings, and they struggle. They got a little hot streak with Dobbs,
Dobbs, yep.
and but they just couldn't quite keep that going.
Mm.
And then you think, oh, they're going to start a rookie. How good are they really going to be? The rookie gets hurt, and then all of a sudden, here comes Sam Darnold, a washed up Sam Darnold. He's a lifetime backup
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
and look at the difference he's made. That's the same team.
it is. And well, they have a great defense too. But again, Sam Darnold, he was started with the Jets. They didn't have the best O line to protect him, so he couldn't. He was always pressured and always had to create plays if he needed to. But again, if you're put into a system that fits your scheme and you have a great O line to protect you, I mean, you and me can probably go in.
I know I could. I know I could. I mean, you might have to wear that jersey. Why are you wearing this jersey?
Actually, it's a throwback to their jerseys because they're going to be wearing it this weekend. They're bringing out the old 90s orange and navy blue, well, not navy blue, but like light blue jerseys.
And
So this
and
is their throwback
and
jerseys
back to back wins.
and back to back wins.
How do
It
you?
was a sloppy win,
We
but
watched his game together, but it's a lot of people don't like. We were talking about this. A lot of people don't like those defensive games, but I do. I like them because each team it's even. Who's going to make the play? Who's going to get the turnover? The major play to win that game. And what I do hate is when one team's dominating on defense and the other team can't compete. That's the games I hate. I
yeah.
just can't watch them.
And you did say it did come down to the field goal,
And it
a
did.
missed field goal. That is,
A missed field goal.
yeah.
And we all saw Rogers' face on the sideline. It looks similar to every Jets quarterback there's been for the last
I
20
know. Did you
years.
see the meme
Yeah.
of that? Yeah, he just realized that he's playing for the Jets.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to be just fine. I think they got to work out some details. I mean, remind everybody who their offensive coordinator is. Remember, he was
Yeah,
your head coach and
Hackett.
struggled. And Hackett's, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of similarities that he is doing now than when he did in Denver. Like, I guess getting the play calling in on time, it's not helping. There's a lot of false starts that happened, which doesn't make sense because they were at home. So, another funny thing about the Jets playing at home this weekend, the Giants played at home on Thursday night. So 180,000 New York fans went to MetLife Stadium to see their teams not score a touchdown this weekend.
Well, it's a tough league. I mean,
And another thing too, I've noticed. I read it last week. Up to week 3, maybe 5 years ago, you've seen probably like 150 touchdowns, and now it's been like only 80 touchdowns as a whole league. You're seeing more field goals. I mean, we've seen a ton. I think there's some kickers out there on fantasy football that have more fantasy points than Patrick Mahomes right now.
well, are we starting? Are we seeing?
A different
Maybe
era.
maybe it's because they've added that extra game. They've cut back on the preseason. I mean, they were talking about it this morning. Well, not this morning. I saw a clip this morning where who's that crazy guy that's usually around on ESPN for the draft? He talks fast, got glasses. Oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, Kuiper, Mel Kiper
Oh
Jr.
yes.
He still believes in Bryce Young, and he's going off. He's like, listen, you got Kirk Cousins who played 2 games with the Falcons because he's in a new system. He's playing, and he's a veteran quarterback. And he brought up someone else who played 2 games. He's a veteran quarterback. He had to get, and Bryce Young played 1 series against the backup Buffalo Bills defense, and then he's supposed to come in and play well. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's a good point, right?
Yeah.
So are we seeing teams that haven't played their starters? Or you notice none of the starters really played.
No, no.
And then now are these first few games really the preseason games, and this is where we'll start seeing
Well,
points scored
well,
more.
and another thing too with those touchdowns, we used to see almost every week a quarterback or two that would throw 4 touchdown passes in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've only seen that happen a few times, and throw like 300 passing yards or more. I think it's becoming a different era of players that are coming in. The scrambling type, Jalen Daniels, he's like that. Of course, you don't like Lamar because he's not a quarterback; he's more of a running quarterback. But we're starting to see more of those players come in, and yeah, it's a different football game than it was 10 years ago, probably.
Talk about a different football team, the Commanders. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're surprising
Commanders
me.
fans,
Yeah, they're
how are you
surprising.
feeling?
Man, I would be waking up
Jaden Daniels,
happy with
80% completion? I mean, I don't know how many times
and
he's throwing the ball per game, but
yeah,
who cares?
rookie of the year. I mean,
He's already
people,
won it.
he's already won it a quarter way
Even
through.
if he got hurt, he would still win it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he is a stud. So, well, let's get into the show. We got a new segment we're going to bring to you. Our weekly statement. So we're gonna drop a statement, and we want you guys, as fans of our show, to comment on our statement. Right? What do you see out of this statement? It's gonna be fun. We like to see some more interaction. But week 4, statement of the week. Tell me what you got, Travis.
I thought about this actually the last few weeks where I've noticed, and I play a lot of fantasy football, and this is my what I've noticed over the weekend. Tight ends for fantasy football, and even just in general right now, are not your elite player. I have not seen a big play coming from a tight end yet this year.
Hmm.
Jared Goff has more touchdowns catches than a lot of tight ends right now.
There you go, Jared.
Yeah, he has more than Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey has not yet received a touchdown pass this year.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
So anyway, that's I've noticed there's not a lot of action going on with the tight ends.
Okay, I think that's something I would have not been
I don't
aware of,
know.
so I think it's great to bring that
I
up.
don't know. See if you guys agree. That's just I'm struggling with my fantasy leagues with my tight end position, but I'm sure everyone else is too.
Everyone
So
has to be,
has to be.
unless they picked up Jared Goff at tight end.
You can't.
So my statement of the week is I'm watching the Kansas City the Chiefs play the Chargers, and man, I was just like, okay, the Chargers got to win this game. So here's my statement: different coach, same result. How do the Chargers get over the hump? That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking at that game too. At the beginning, it looked great because Mahomes threw an interception, and on the same play, he tackles his own player, who's probably going to be out for the year now with Rice. I mean, it almost looked looking great for us other fans. And then, yeah, Chargers just did the same Charger thing and just couldn't get the win. I don't know what's going on.
You've got to be frustrated if you're a Chargers fan, but new coach, same result. And to me, there's no excuses. You have an elite quarterback, you have elite receivers, you have a good defense. There's no reason the Chargers shouldn't be winning that game at home. I'm sorry.
No.
Let's move on. I just get frustrated with that because I'm like, we're sick of the Chiefs winning.
Yeah.
The chefs, the refs. All right, here we go. Our picks. Let's get right into it.
I caught up.
You gained a little ground.
I didn't catch up to you, but I know I did well enough to say you better just watch out.
Watch out. Okay, so I took the Panthers I knew those suckers wouldn't win, but I was doing it for you Panther fans, and now look it, I'm going to pay for it. Never again will I pick the Panthers. They lost to the Bungles.
And I went with the Chiefs because
Uh,
Chargers just do Chargers things.
yeah, good call. Why wouldn't you? Great pick. I took the Eagles because the Bucks hadn't shown me enough. Well, they had a weak outing, and they've had 3 strong games, so the Bucks are for real. They're
Yep.
for real. And the Eagles, who knows? With the real Eagles team, please stand up.
I
They
don't know.
took down the
They're
hot
already talking about.
Saints, and then what's going on?
I don't know. Did you hear about they might even consider getting Bill Belichick?
I heard that, but I also heard that the week
But
before when the Cowboys got blown out, that Belichick's going to be there. So
uh,
maybe Pete Carroll and Belichick get back in the league
I don't
coaching.
know. Maybe. I mean, Sean Payton took a year off.
Yeah, he
They
did.
did. Yeah.
He did.
So
All right, so I missed 2 picks in a row. You took the Falcons over the Saints. Great pick.
that was in a great game. That was coming down to the wire.
You picked the home
Just,
team, right? You
no, I
didn't
did.
know,
I
so
did.
you went for the home
Yeah,
team.
and ended on a field goal, game-winning field goal.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Falcons. You picked to win the division. I got the Bucks, so the Bucks. I'm happy about that.
And you didn't. Oh, okay.
I picked the Jets over your Broncos, so I'm going to go 0 for 3 to start our picks. And you took the Rams over the Bears, which I think probably 100% of you probably did, and they let everybody down. I took the Titans over the Dolphins. I had no confidence in the Dolphins because I had seen them play a week prior. Those guys have given up. You can't really blame the coach, but he needs to get his players together and get them playing hard again. I saw guys giving up on the offensive side of the ball, and I won't name names, Tyreek, but you are not running full speed. We've seen you run.
You would have caught that ball. You would have been way open.
You're not running. So finally, get a win, and you took the Vikings.
I did.
Yeah.
Remember, I was going back and forth on this, but I believe Vikings will go in Lambeau, win. Packers will go into Minnesota and win.
Well, and
so hold me to that.
The Vikings go up 28-0 and hung on. They hung on. The Packers came back, so yeah, good pick. And I took the Cowboys over the Giants.
Well, who would?
Giants are. They've got. They're better than Carolina. I'll give them that. And then you took the Lions, and you definitely made up some ground. So congratulations. I finally have my worst.
I think this is the first. Well, I think our first week we both went 2 and 3, but
and I've got you by 1 game now.
One game.
And now it's competition.
Yeah.
Now it's before I was like, man, I feel like I'm just doing these picks by myself. Travis finally stepped it up, so here we are.
I'm at 500 just with Denver.
Yeah, Denver got you. Well, good job. All right. So there's our picks. We went with the yellow.
Well, in between.
Not in red anymore.
No. So the stoplight, or single sign.
Still got the
caution.
The green. I got to hang on to that. I don't want to lose that. So picks are going well. And then now, Wolf's Power Ranks. Now this has got to be tough.
It is.
Scratch your head.
Usually,
can't sleep at night trying to figure out who to put in here.
Well, usually I have an idea like going into the Monday night games, and I couldn't even figure it out then. And I mean, I remember last year it was just easy. Like, 8 of the 10 teams would win. So they just kind of keep their spot.
How many 500 teams do we have, though? How do you keep 500 teams out without a winning record?
I know. So we'll just get into it. I'll explain. Falcons. They are the only 2-2 team on this power ranking, and I believe they are the best 2-2 team out there right now.
Okay.
They get into the top 10.
The Dirty Birds.
Yeah, the other 9 they have a winning record. 4-0 or 3-1, but Falcons 2-2. I mean, they've just been close in close games, especially against the Chiefs, where they should have won if it wasn't a PI call. So
you mean
that's why they're in. Yeah, the refs. Yes,
the chefs, the refs. All right, number 9, the
Steelers drop. I almost didn't even want to keep them in the top 10, but you can't ignore their defense. Their defense is keeping them in all their games. So.
I heard Adams is being pursued by the Steelers.
And I also heard there's some rumors that they don't know what to do with Russell.
So he's done.
I don't know.
Done in Pittsburgh.
Rumors. You didn't hear it from us. You heard it from rumors. But I don't know. I mean, to me, it would just make sense for them to trade Russell to Miami. It would just make sense. I don't know. So anyway, that's
Maybe
my
maybe Miami doesn't like Russell. Maybe people are starting to hear that there's something going on with Russell Wilson.
yeah. Yeah, again with that injury, it was preseason games. Like all of a sudden, this injury came up and whatever.
It's
But
not an injury.
it's not an
It's a
injury.
fake injury. My prediction is they said, listen, out of respect, you're a veteran, Super Bowl winning quarterback. We're going to announce you the starter, but you're not going to be the starter. But we're not going to say it's because of performance. We're going to say it's because of an injury. So we're going to have you suit up. You'd be an emergency third string quarterback, and we're going to let, you know,
Fields take it.
Fields be the starter. So I don't know. That's my prediction. There's, who knows what's going on, but, Russell, um, I think this is the end of Russell Wilson as we knew him.
It's the
I
end as we
don't,
know it.
I, how he's always this guy is like stay neutral, and um, you know, he got used to being the man. And if you look at everybody's numbers, well, not everybody's, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson when they're together, as opposed to when they didn't have each other, it's a huge
Difference.
difference.
Yeah.
So they both need each other to be successful in this league, and now they don't have each other. So
Yeah.
Russ is going to be the next one out. Pete Carroll's already out. He's teaching down at USC. So
All right,
all
but
right, Aiden, great.
yeah, moving in with the top 10 is the Commanders.
Commanders. When were the
We
Commanders in a top 10 in the last 10 years?
they were in the playoffs 5 years ago, maybe. That was
Yeah.
probably the last time. But yeah, you fans out there, I bet you are waking up each morning feeling happy. So
Well, it's got to feel good. I remember Russell Wilson's rookie year. I was like, oh my gosh, this
could
guy's
this be?
special.
Yeah. So yeah, they move up. Texans, I think they were at 10 or 9 last week, so they had a good and they had an okay win against the Jaguars.
The Jaguars were
Uh,
fighting for their
I
lives. They
I
don't want
will
to start
say
0
I
4.
did not get my parlay bet because of the Texans because they needed to win by 5 points. They won by 4, and there was that backyard football happening with the Jaguars where they lost the ball or they got backwards far enough to where they almost got tackled in their end zone for a
Well,
safety.
they did.
Well, they did, but I guess the ref had them forward progress at the 1. So I
But
didn't get my safety. I didn't get my
let's be
parlay.
honest, though. They pushed him back in the end zone. The guy was still fighting. If he pulls out and runs down the sideline, they're not bringing it back to the 2.
No.
The only reason they brought it back to the 2 is because he got tackled in the end zone.
zone.
They're like, that's where his forward progression got stopped.
Yep.
So
I was this close to getting my parlay bet, but that's all right.
but I saw the guy still fighting for yards. So
That's what I saw too.
that tells me he's still alive. But hey, that's probably the right call. But was it? All right, Texans move up. Seahawks still in the top 10.
I did not move the Seahawks. They play, even though they played against the Lions and lost, but the Lions were in my top 5 last week. So they just stay put. They played a great team at their home. So it came close. There was a point where Seattle could have had the game tied. They're only down by 8. So yeah, they just stay put.
I know. I still don't understand going for 2 in that situation. The only thing I
Because
saw,
they got a safety later.
well, the only thing I saw was, okay, let's sneak in a 2. We've got to play. We know they can't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, DK did have a knee down. Was it in? Was it out? They didn't say it was in. But did they think, okay, this is a tight game. Let's get some kind of advantage. So if we score last, now we can go for 1
the winning
to
win it. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's something that's in their script. That's where they're always going to go with that. But anyway, Seahawks stay still, and the
Bills dropped. I mean,
they
they played a tough game. I think Baltimore really needed that game more than Bills did. It's sometimes when you're on a hot streak going 3-0, it's sometimes nice to finally lose a game. So the pressure's not always on them.
just lose,
but they did lose that game.
They got a beat down,
Yeah.
and it was frustrating to watch.
Yeah. But I still think they are better than what that game showed. So they still stay in the top
Oh
five.
yeah, they're no different from this. How you describe the
Yeah.
Seahawks, but the Bills. It's funny to believe that the Bills and the Seahawks are right next to each other, but maybe they are an even squad because
Mm-hmm.
Detroit's good and Seattle played well, and Denver's won their last two games against two playoff teams, and here we
Yeah.
are.
And
Seattle beat Denver.
they actually won their last two games of teams that were put in the top 10. So I was very close to putting the Raiders in the top 10 because that's who they play this week,
Mm,
and it would just kind of kept a train going for Denver.
yeah,
But
well, the Raiders had a nice comeback
yeah,
victory as well
so
with Minshew magic.
yeah, I just like that guy.
I like Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew too. Well, let's talk
Washington
about
State.
your next number
Yeah,
4 and
Bucks.
Baker Mayfield.
They dropped the ball a couple weeks ago against Denver, but they deserve to be back up in there because again, going 3-1, um, that's we're a quarter way through the season and we can already kind of see who the playoff contenders are, and Bucks is definitely one of them.
I'm telling you what, your Denver Broncos have a good
Yeah,
defense.
we do, and it's the same defense that
And,
gave up 70 this time last year.
it's crazy. As I was watching the Lions play last night, they were flying and aggressive, but they just put up points. We're moving the
Yeah.
ball. And the only other team I've ever seen that played that fast was the 49ers. But when I look at the Denver Broncos, they don't play fast. They're just in the right position. Like they don't get moved around.
Mm-hmm.
They move guys around.
Well,
Their
they'll
front,
show 6 or 7 in the box, and you don't know if all 6 or 7 are going to come or
it's
they're going to drop back 3.
it's impressive. The Jets looked lost, and when they played the Seahawks, that was the Seahawks' first half. We couldn't move the ball. We were lost.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I like about our coaching staff. They make adjustments, and we came out and did fine. There were no adjustments in the Jets game.
No.
They came out and looked worse.
Nope.
And Denver got just enough from their rookie quarterback. He threw his first
He
touchdown
threw his first
of
touchdown
the year.
pass. Yep.
Barely. That guy, he got the toes down. So Bucks move up, rightly so. Lions
Lions move.
stay.
They move up.
They move up.
Yeah, I think they were 4 or 5 last week, so they just go up a few spots.
Lions look good. I mean, Jared Goff looked every bit as good as
perfect
any
game.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he makes it look. Well, I don't know if our defense made it look easy because when he was throwing to guys, they were wide open.
Yeah.
There was no. When Geno was throwing, he was throwing darts. They had guys laying on guys, and they were right there to tackle them. They had guys running. The Vikings.
I mean, it helps if they're wide open.
Vikings. They look good in Green Bay.
I'm sure they probably just saw a halftime. I think it was 28 to zip at halftime, or
28
or 21 nothing. But I think at that point they were safe to say, "Oh, we got this game." But you should never think that. Halftime is just a restart of the game clock. It's 0-0 at half, and continue the second half just as you did the first. So that's just my say. But they still deserve a. I mean, they're undefeated.
They look great. I mean, they had the 28-0 lead. Green Bay started chipping away at that in the second half, and I remember they got within 7. I went, oh my gosh, it's 28-21. They go right down the field, get a field goal. That's what saved their bacon.
Yeah.
That saved their bacon. So
they
did
like
enough to win.
They knew they needed to get some points on the board.
They had to, or would have won in overtime. They probably would have lost.
Yeah.
So Vikings move up, and then the refs
and the refs.
Refs. You should just change it to the chefs.
Yeah, I will say the Chiefs did actually play against the Chargers. I didn't see a lot of penalties that were kind of favoring them. I think it was just a simple, clean game, but maybe the refs backed off and said, hey, this is going to be a game that the Chiefs will win because it's the Chargers. And maybe we'll get the heat off of us. But we'll come back. I think they play Saints on Monday night. So I'm sure the refs will be back to help the Chiefs off.
The Saints
there.
and the Chefs. The Chefs play Monday night?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's your Wolves power ranks, everybody. Write them down, and let's make fun of them next week.
Yep. Let me know who you think should be in the top 10 if I don't have them up there.
All right, it's now time for my favorite part of the show, and that's
all the games are in there.
From our Lush Intimate Apparel. That's our bag, everybody. Lush.
Jamie
intimate.
makes fun of that I use this bag. I was like, it's not like we're showing it, but
I don't know
here's
what.
Sean
I don't
showing
know.
it.
I don't know what kind of
Not even a
dirty stuff's
sponsor
been
of
in this
us.
bag. Do we have a sponsor for Lush Intimate Apparel by Leah? Anyway, ladies, what are you using? All right, I'm going first this week because you beat me. The Raiders
All
and
right.
the Broncos. I always get
Yeah,
your
you
team.
do. First up, that's awesome.
Okay, here we go. So the Raiders, both teams playing better, right? I wouldn't say the Broncos are lighting it up. I wouldn't say the Raiders are lighting it up. It looks like uh, better offense by the Raiders,
Yep,
better defense by the Broncos.
that's what exactly what I was going to say. So
The defensive end for the Raiders, he's out. Is he going to be in for the
really, Crosby?
Crosby's hurt right now? I heard.
Oh, Thurston. Well, let us know. What do you know?
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know.
So
But, these guys that play at such a high level, and I'm thinking of the 49ers off the top of my head, but they play at such a high level, right, for so long. And now look at the 49ers. They got all these injuries, and Crosby's one of those guys that
I
just,
mean, Crosby is their defense.
yeah, I mean, the guy's a motor.
So
Like,
if he's out, then I would say Broncos will try to take advantage of that, and will probably play it like they played against the Buccaneers.
yeah, I like the Broncos in this game. They're playing really good. They're at home. And I just think
And the
defense.
throwback jerseys.
I think defense wins games, and I think they have the better defense. And I don't think the Raiders have an elite offense yet. So I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos at home over the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry, Thurston.
I got the Colts going into Jacksonville. This is pretty easy to say.
Like Brock Purdy easy.
Well, right now Flacco is at quarterback, and Flacco is back, people. So I'm going to go with Colts.
Yeah, good call.
I mean, Jaguars, they're 0-4. They're going to be 0-5.
They're on 4. Their season's done. I don't think they can. They gave the Texans everything they had.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they won't win a game or two down the road, but the Colts seem to have kind of a complete team, and now they have probably the best backup in the league. But it sounds like their starter is going to be back in. He should start, should be there. But if something happens, they got Flacco coming in, who happens to be the same age as the starting quarterback's mom.
Just by 8 days.
8-day difference.
He thought that
Nice.
was kind of cool.
I thought that was cool. Yeah. So anyway, so you got the Colts over the Jags. All right, the my NFC South prediction Buccaneers going to your
my
prediction.
good divisional game so far for
Golly,
us.
this is a tough one.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
I wanted to immediately say the Buccaneers are going to win this game, but it's going to be one of those things. It's a division battle. I like the home teams in division games. Typically, it won't be like the Green Bay, Minnesota thing you talked about last week. So for this one, because the Falcons got a nice victory, they almost had a really nice victory over the Chiefs. I like them in a tight ball game. Probably going to be come down to a last minute score, probably field goal, something like that. And the Falcons have been in those situations. The Buccaneers just seem to get up early and hold on to big leads. So yeah, I'll take the Falcons in this one. Falcon fans, do the dirty bird.
Thursday Night Football too.
Let's go. Now I got to post this before Thursday.
And I got the Packers going into Rams in LA. I'm gonna pick the Packers. They did play a great game, coming back to try to almost win it. Rams, they just kind of are up and down right now with their injuries, so I just don't know if they can play a full game with what the roster that they have. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Packers.
Nice. Well, you have an up-to-date thing here I just saw.
Yeah.
Let me reach into the lingerie goodie bag here. All right, here we go. So Dolphins, I'm not even excited. I just like Dolphins and the Patriots. Probably the worst game of the week, I would imagine, to have to watch. Feel bad for anybody that has to watch that game.
Hey, man, you got the divisional games.
Taking the Patriots all day. The Dolphins are washed until they figure out their quarterback situation and really, let's be honest, the attitudes on their team. The Patriots didn't have a quarterback. They had quarterback trouble when Bill Belichick was there, and they were competing in games.
Mm-hmm.
They maybe necessarily weren't winning, but they were competing. The Dolphins are not competing. They should have beaten the Titans. The Titans are not a good team. So I'm taking the Patriots over the Dolphins.
I got the Jets and Vikings. It's going to take a few weeks before the Jets figure out what they are
The Canes
going
calls.
on.
Hot!
And yeah,
Hot!
I just don't think they can get it together in a week's time. So I think this is the London game. Yeah, this is the London game. So they'll have a bye after that, so they can figure out their situation. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Vikings.
Yeah, good call. Vikings are
Yeah,
hot.
Vikings are.
They are hot. All right, who do we have? Oh, here we go. The Monday night game, right? Chiefs
Yep,
and
Monday
the
night.
Saints. Saints have to go into Kansas City. Saints have looked good. They started off 2-0 now. They've gone 0-2. They could go in and absolutely throttle the Chiefs because they haven't lost a game yet. And it's a must win for them to keep in pace for their division.
Yeah, because that division's always up in the air.
But I have a feeling on Monday night with everybody watching, they need the Chefs to win, so the refs will be helping out the Chefs over the Saints. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I think Taylor Swift will be there.
Taylor Swift will be there. She made
She
sure.
she didn't show up for the last two games.
Oh.
Uh,
Ooh, did they break up?
I don't know. That's what you were saying.
They haven't announced it? She's
The
just
little
not
rumor
showing up?
contract that you said that you read. Yeah, I don't know. The 28th passed.
I know.
Yeah,
28th is gone
but
and
it
passed.
hasn't been maybe published.
But when they
And
publish it, they'll be like, they actually broke up back on the 28th. Blah, blah, blah. Taylor Swift's been seen in Paris watching soccer games with someone else or whatever. So, anyway, it's stupid. I think we live in a really weird world right now where nothing is what it appears, except for our show.
yeah, that is all. That's all that matters right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Cardinals and Niners, a divisional game with the red teams.
Cardinals are like the team that jumps out, gets a sack, and then
Yeah.
they're like, after further review, offsides on the defense doesn't count, right? So, Cardinals, sorry, man. What's going on?
At the beginning of the season, they seemed to be a little hot.
Well, they almost
Yeah,
beat the Jets. They killed the Eagles.
They almost beat the Bills, but the Bills caught
Bills,
up. Yeah. So Niners are still struggling with the injuries, but I still think Niners is a full team. So I'll go with Niners.
Good pick. Good pick. My last pick
Yeah.
here. Oh, gosh. The toilet bowl. I'm taking the Bears all day long. Over the
You have
Panthers.
two toilet bowl games.
Golly.
Any reason why?
I think we need to take out if there's two losing teams playing each other. Should we do that?
Well, then it's a fair matchup. It's an even matchup if
I
that's the
guess.
case.
Caleb Williams.
The last time you did that, the Panthers and Giants won the same week.
I heard Caleb Williams is painting his toes now because he can't do his fingers, so now he's throwing touchdowns. So that's what I heard.
Browns and Commanders.
Wow.
At the beginning of the year, you probably would say Browns all day long.
All day.
This one right now at this point, Commanders is a hot team.
Commanders a hot team. Browns
real.
are supposed to have a good defense. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the Commanders is a for real team. So that's what
Commanders are for real.
That's what I'm gonna go with. So,
I mean, they put up a 40 burger last week.
Commanders?
Yeah, on the Cardinals. I think they did.
Ooh.
I think they had 41.
Did they? Oh, I think they did.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
When was the last time the Commanders scored 41? Can we have that? Can we look that up?
I don't know. I can Google it.
Let's just look it up. The last time the Commanders scored 40 points, I want to say it was probably a Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. I bet you.
When was the last time Washington Commanders scored 40 points?
I was going to say yesterday.
Well, yeah. Oh, but hold on. They scored 41 points November of 2020 when they were the Washington football team.
Oh, the Washington football team.
Yep. They scored 41 points. Scored 42 on Sunday.
So now they've scored 40 points as the Redskins, the football team, and the Commanders. Congratulations to
Washington. Good job.
Wow. Spectacular. You got all
So
your picks? Okay.
I got all my picks.
Well, here we are. That's the random picks from the bag. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, play along. I mean, there's 10 games for you to decide. Maybe you can get all 10 right. Do your little parlay bets.
Yeah. Put them on before Sunday. Put all your picks on before Sunday, and
Or Thursday. We do have the Thursday game,
we'll
but
send you a gift card to McDonald's.
oh,
Why not?
why
Something
not?
that we're
Yeah,
going to do something where something everybody
yeah.
has,
No,
right?
whoever has the best, the most picks.
We'll get a McDonald's gift certificate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let us know what you think. So that's our show for today. Is there anything you want to close with?
No, I had my statement at the beginning. So
any new lingerie you'll be picking up?
Nope, not yet. Our anniversary is not coming up yet.
Oh, okay. So it's only anniversary time. That sounds about right.
Well, she has a good collection already.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So crazy week 4. I don't imagine things are going to change much in week 5.
One thing I like about we're a quarter way through, we have an idea of what the teams are now. The first few weeks, I mean, based on our picks, like they were just up in the air. So now we kind of have a strong feel of like how are the teams performing, and these rookie quarterbacks and these rookies that are coming in, how they playing, and yeah, Dolphins are just a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, Dolphins are bad. I think even the Carolina Panthers would beat the Dolphins.
I think so too. Maybe I'll switch it up next week and do a bottom 5 ranking and a top 5 ranking.
Yeah, let's go. Who's going to get the first pick of the draft?
Yeah.
So. At this rate, yeah, there's a few teams in the running, which I don't know, but it's a great mix of good teams right now. I don't even feel like the Chiefs are that much ahead of anybody else. I don't feel like anybody in the NFC is that much ahead of anybody else.
I think the Chiefs have won every single game by a possession.
Yeah, but if the Ravens play like they did against the Bills, obviously they're going to be the best team, but they haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
So did they just hit their stride and now they figured themselves out as a team? What took them so long? Crazy.
So
anyway, that's our show for today. This is Section 325 signing out.
The second half.